What's up, everybody? Welcome into ADC Sports Picks. Brian and I are going to have a great show for you this Friday. Get you all set up for the betting weekend. Brian, my man, as always, looking good, buddy. How we doing?
Doing great, brother. Let's do this.
Let's do it indeed. Everybody, welcome in ADC Sports Picks. I'm Alan Bell, CBS Sportsline, alongside Brian Edwards of VegasInsider.com. ADC Sports Picks is brought to you every Friday by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Go to BetMGM.com. Use promo code A to Z Sports. That's ATOZ Sports to get a risk-free bet of up to $1,000 on pro football. That's right, $1,000 at BetMGM.com or on the BetMGM app, obviously with promo code A to Z Sports. That's BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Must be present in the state of Tennessee. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789. All right, Ryan, buddy, we are here. College football championship week. We got conference championships all across the board. Today, tomorrow, it's going to be fantastic. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get right out of your way. Lead the charge, buddy. What do you bet?
All right, let's go with over 67 tonight on USC Utah. They played in Salt Lake City on October 15th. USC rallied for a 43-42 win for 85 combined points. The total was 66 on that night, so it went way over, and we're only 1 point higher tonight. I've been to weather.com. There's not going to be any weather to affect the game in terms of the offense. It said, maybe up to 10-mile-an-hour winds, but I don't think that's that big a deal. But these guys have strong arms, and they used them the last time to torch the opposing defenses. Cam Rising against USC had 415 passing yards, 2 touchdowns without an interception, and he also ran for 60 yards and 3 touchdowns on 11 attempts. Caleb Williams had 381 passing yards and 5 touchdowns without an interception, and he ran for 57 yards on 8 attempts. The over is hitting 6 in a row for the Trojans, and 7 of their last 8, and a number of those had totals in the 70s. 5 of USC's last 6 games have had 72 combined points or more. So I like over 67 tonight with Utah and USC. Tomorrow, if you can get TCU on the money line at minus 130 or less, I would say go that route. But if not, down to 2 at most books at last look like an hour ago. So I'm fine with it at minus 2 as well. TCU obviously undefeated, 9-2-1. Against the spread. 9 of their 12 wins have been by margins of 7 or more. When they played Kansas State early in the year, I had K-State plus 3.5. The Wildcats led 28-10 late second quarter, but TCU scored 28 unanswered. Took my money that night, 138-28. Now K-State's playing really good football, so we're going against a team that's hot. But and it, the old adage, sometimes tough to beat a team twice in one season, but TCU has been going up against these. It has had a difficult schedule. Not only the Big 12, which I think is better than the Big 10 this year, but they also played 2 non-conference road games. And I just think they've been coming up big. They've trailed by 18 to K-State, 17 to Oklahoma State. But they just find a way, and they find a way to cover, and it's such a small spread here. So I'm going to go with the Frogs. Also, let's go with Fresno State plus 3 at Boise State. Now, Boise State beat Fresno 40-20 earlier in the year, but we've had a lot that's changed since then. The 2 most important things are Jake Hayner's back healthy. He's the best player on the team, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He was injured in the first one, not in uniform. So was Evan Williams, their star safety, who's going to get drafted, probably their best defensive player. Those guys are both back. They're healthy now. Fresno got off to the awful start. They lost Hayner. I think it was week 2 against USC. If that was week 2, whatever it was USC game, week 2 or 3. But anyhow, he's back now. They've won 7 in a row. He's been back for the last 5 games. In the last 4 games, they've outscored their opponents 163-57, and Hayner's thrown 10 touchdown passes without an interception. We've got the revenge angle. We've got the quarterback advantage, and I like Fresno plus 3 on the Smurf turf tomorrow. Okay, I would say that TCU and the USC Utah over are my favorites. Then I would say Fresno. Now, these other 2 are not huge amounts for me, but I'm on them nonetheless. With Brian Kelly confirming Jaden Daniels has practiced the last 3 days I'm going to go with LSU plus 17.5. They're 3-1, both straight up and against the spread as an underdog this year. Going back to his Notre Dame days when Kelly has been an underdog the last 10 times, 7-3 against the spread with 5 outright wins. The last 4 times he's been a double-digit underdog. He is 3-1 against the spread with 1 outright win. Jaden Daniels leads all of FBS quarterbacks in runs of 10 yards or more. He's got 44 of them. So I think Georgia's fierce pass rush. He's one of the best scramblers, if not the best scrambling quarterback in the country. So I think that, that can be negated, although Georgia has a huge advantage. Their D-line on LSU's O-line. A lot of points. I'm going with LSU, but not a huge play by any means. I'm also going to go with Purdue plus the 17. So Purdue, during Jeff Brom's tenure over the last 6 years, they've been an underdog of 6 points or more 19 times. They're 16-3 against the spread with 9 outright wins in those games. They've been a double-digit underdog 9 times, 7-2 against the spread with a pair of outright wins in 9 games as double-digit underdogs. And look, let's remember 2 of their 4 losses came in the final minute. That first Thursday of the season when Penn State rallied in the final minute, and then the Syracuse, Garrett Schrader threw a touchdown pass with like 10 seconds left, like a long one, like a 30-yard touchdown pass. So they lost 2 really big heartbreakers, but they're a pretty solid team. I think they can hang around. So Purdue plus 17, and those 5 will do it for me in college.
Nice, man. Solid plays there. Solid plays.
I hope. We'll see.
I'm gonna kind of mirror a lot of what you said. I have different picks. I don't think I have anything like opposite side of you. You'll see what I'm saying. All right. So first tonight, USC. USC has one. You got the revenge angle, like you mentioned. All right. Now, USC has to win to get in. If USC wins, Caleb Williams wins the Heisman Trophy. Take USC money line. Don't even have to mess around with the spread. Minus 150. You know what? It's a little juicy. I think USC wins the game. I bet them to win the game. That's it, right? I don't want to mess around with the spread. Could be an awesome game. I don't disagree with anything that you said whatsoever. Both teams are going to definitely put up points. USC's put up 38 or more points in 6 straight. I'm going to take USC money line. Keep it simple. Next.
And they controlled that first game. They had 3 different 14-point leads, and that was at Utah. It was a road game.
Yeah. And I think that they're just playing on fire right now. So, yeah, I'm going to roll with them. Next, TCU. Same thing. Money line. Not going to mess around with the spread whatsoever. Now, Kansas State, they put up some points. Like, this could be a wild game for sure. But, again, TCU win to get in. I think that they win the game. Don't want to mess the spread. Give me the money line right there. All right, now, Clemson, North Carolina. What did you have on that? Did you have anything on that game?
I don't have anything. To me, it's UNC or pass because DJ Uiagalelei is
Awful.
seemingly reverting back to his 2020 form over the last 3 or 4 games. He had played improved ball early, but not so much. But then at the same time, I say that you can't trust UNC's defense very much. So right now, it's stay away.
You know what? I'm glad that you just said that because I'm taking the over 63 in this game. North Carolina's defense is awful. It'll make Clemson's offense look a lot better than it is. That being said, North Carolina has the better quarterback in this game. It's not even close. Drake May. North Carolina's definitely going to put up points too. I'll take the over 63 in that one. LSU, Georgia. I don't disagree at all with what you had with the spread. I'm going to take the over. 51.
I'm not against the over either. Sorry, Go ahead.
No. I'm glad you jump in anytime, obviously. And I'm with you. Like, I think that LSU definitely puts up points, like minimum 17, right? I think Georgia probably puts up 41, right? Like, I think that Georgia's playing against itself. It's kind of coasted the last month, essentially. Like, once they get the Tennessee game down, I mean, they had it all wrapped up, right? I think that they start to turn it back on. And I think that Kirby's probably been on their tailgates a little bit. Let me say their rear ends this week in practice. I think Georgia comes out, puts it on LSU, but not like super blowout. Like, I like where your head's at with the 17. Right, you know what I mean? Like, I like where you're at with that. So, yeah, like, I'm going to take the over 51 there. Also, did I have another play here? Oh, yeah. So, got a parlay for you. You want to have a little fun, Brian?
Sure.
Let's have some fun. You can get a parlay right now for about even money. Georgia money line, Michigan money line, USC money line. Do it.
Wait, UNC money line? Oh, okay. I thought you said UNC.
No.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that would be better than even money.
Yeah. No, Georgia money line, Michigan money line, USC money line. I kind of feel I feel really similar in Georgia LSU that I do in Michigan Purdue. I don't have a play on Michigan Purdue, but I feel like low number. Like I feel like Michigan could put up some points, but I don't want to mess with that one because with Corum out, I mean, who knows what they do? But yeah. So yeah, Georgia money line, Michigan money line, USC money line, plus 100. Get you a nice little parlay. What do you think about that, Bri?
I see those teams winning. My lean is to USC on the side, and I might still play it, but I feel like the over is the better play. So when I feel one play is good, I try to leave the other alone. I might put a same game parlay or reverse together.
Hey,
It's Friday. I might be feeling frisky later.
I was gonna say this. I'm like you. When I feel good about something, my brain can get banana land. I try not to outthink myself. If I like something, I play that, and I don't try to overthink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm without that. Also, people who don't overthink anything at all and have got their script down, our friends over at Omaha Steaks falls in the air, and that means fall grilling with cookouts, tailgate parties, and so much more. Luckily, the flavor experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to savor all the flavors of fall with their mouth-watering assortments of perfectly aged steaks, ultra juicy burgers, and easy-to-prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Now's the perfect time to load up on all of this incredible flavor and take advantage. 50% off site-wide excuse me, by shopping their friends and family sale. Go to omahasteaks.com and use our promo code A to Z, that's ATOZ, at checkout to get $30 off your order. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com and stock up today. Omaha Steaks isn't just steak, it's the best steak of your life, guaranteed. And don't forget to score that extra $30 off when you order and use A to Z at checkout. Omaha Steaks is perfect for those chilly and busy fall nights. You won't come close to getting this kind of quality at the grocery store. Visit omahasteaks.com, promo code A to Z at checkout. Minimum order may be required. Now, what also may be required, Brian, is a Mike Vrabel game. All right, Titans at Eagles. They might need some of that Vrabel magic there. Eagles 4.5-point favorite. I'm going to throw it back to you again, man. What are your thoughts on this game?
Actually, I'm gonna let you go first if you're ready, just because I wanted to look up a couple of props here. You go ahead.
I'm definitely ready. And you know what? Give me the Titans team total over 19.5. That's all I want to bet in this game. Philadelphia's offense is back. It showed up last week. It looked phenomenal. Jalen Hurts looks phenomenal. And it scares me from a spread perspective of if the Titans could possibly keep up, right? See what I'm saying? Again, I'm not doubting the Titans at all because this is one of those to where every time people are like, oh, no way, Titans can't do it. And they end up going out like winning outright. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to doubt them at all. I don't want to fade them. But if Philly plays like they did last week, there could be some issues. That said, I think the Titans are going to score some points. Philadelphia's rush defense is one of the worst in the league. Derrick Henry can get his. I mean, he can get his against anyone, but like this is a really good matchup. The key is you can't let Philadelphia get out to a monster lead early. You've got to keep the game somewhat tight. 7 points, 10 points. Like if you get behind, it's all right. Start getting to 14 or more, it changes the way that you call offense, right? Yeah. Titans team total over 19.5. What do you get?
All right. So our friends at BetMGM have the Eagles team total in the first half at 13.5 for a plus 110 return. So they have gotten to 14 in the first half every game of the year except for one. I know now they haven't.
We've written that on this show week after week after week. Like it hits constantly.
Yeah. So I mean, how many have they played? 10 or 11. So it's hitting all of them except for one. But anyhow, now I don't feel as confident in it against a Titans defense that is a lot better than most defenses the Eagles have played. So I don't feel that confident in it. But I'm not looking to go against either team.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm looking to play an over in a Titans game. So this is kind of just the only play that, or it's a play that's been good to me all year. I'm not really feeling it as much as I've felt it in past weeks, but that's the one I'm going to do. Over. Hopefully the Eagles get to 14 by halftime.
Yeah, you know what? Like I think you said it best. I feel the exact same way. Like I do not want to go against either of these teams. Like I don't want anything to do with the spread. The total 43.5. I mean, I don't hate the over on that one.
I don't hate the over either, but the Titans are such an under team that
see, and that okay. So you just brought up a good point, and I think that's what you're going to see, especially in the first half, is that both of these offenses can churn a lot of clock. They can run a lot of plays, and especially if the Titans start out with Derrick Henry's having success. I mean, you could see 11 play drives that end in field goals on both sides. Right?
Right.
Like the first quarter could be done like that.
That kills an over, those time-consuming
that's
drives.
what scares me. But and I'm not only saying like first half, like that can happen at any point in the game. So that's what worries me about playing the full game over. But yeah, like that, I'll stop rambling. Like I agree. Like I don't want any business of fading either team. Either team can win this game. The Titans, when it's the bigger like stages, the better teams, they play up to their competition all the time, right? So it's like, dude, I don't want to fade them. I don't want to fade Philly. Yeah, I'm going to ride Titans team total. I feel you on that 100%. All right, now moving around to the rest of the NFL. All right, I'll tell you what, I'll go first. I've got just 2 plays here. I'm going to fade the Bengals. You could give me the Chiefs -2. I'll happily fade the Bengals. That's nothing against them. They're playing good football. They're going to get guys back. I get it. I'm nothing negative against them. But I think the Chiefs are playing their best football all year right now. And yeah, I think that it travels. I think it goes on the road. Give me that -2. I'm also going to play the Chargers and the Raiders over 49.5. These are 2 defenses that are horrific. Horrific. They cannot stop anything. Now, the Chargers D-line can get after you a little bit. But, dude, they're going to give up points. The Raiders, their secondary is definitely going to give up points. Yeah, you can go ahead and give me that over 40. I think this game goes in the 60s, to be completely honest with you. So, yeah, those are my 2, man. What do you got?
All right, so I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions +1 at home to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is 1-4 straight up and 1-3-1 against the spread in 5 road games. So Detroit has played good in 5 games in a row. They've won outright in 3 of those. They've gone 4-1 against the spread in those 5. The lone non-cover was by the hook. They lost by 4 at home to Miami as a 3.5-point dog, and there's no shame in that. Miami's playing great football. The other outright loss was by 3 at home to Buffalo last week, where they covered easily. So they had 1-3, and then their 2 losses are just heartbreaking defeats against 2 of the best teams in football in Miami and Buffalo by 7 combined points. They also have the extra rest. They played last Thursday, whereas the Jags had to pull one out of their rear end and beat me in the last minute there against the Ravens. That was the first time they'd ever won a game in franchise history down by 7 or more in the final minute of the game. But anyway, the Lions in 10 games as underdogs this year. They're 7-3 against the spread with 4 outright wins. And in 5 games as home underdogs, they're 4-1 against the spread with 2 outright wins. Jared Goff, he hasn't been intercepted in 3 straight games, and in 4 of the last 5, he has not thrown an interception. And in this 5-game stretch, where I noted that they've played well in every game, he's got a 6-1 TDI-NT ratio. So give me the Detroit Lions plus the 1 against the Jagoffs. Let's also go with the Vikings -3 at home to the Jets. I know that the Jets have been really good on the road. I know that they're, you can nitpick and find a lot of stats that make Minnesota not look like an elite team. But the bottom line, and I'm not saying, I don't care whether they're, a top 5 team in the NFL or not. I just care about them winning by at least 3 and hopefully 4 at home to the Jets on Sunday. Minnesota's 5-1 straight up at home. They're only 3-3 against the spread, but 4 of their 5 home wins have come by 7 or more. And all 5 have come by at least 4. So with that being the case, with a spread of 3, they would be 5-1 straight up and against the spread at home. And again, I as I pointed out, the Vikings or I'm sorry, like the Lions, the Vikings played last Thursday and have extra rest, whereas the Jets do not. Okay. Also, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins team total over 20.5. I know that we're playing against the number one defense in the NFL. Niners only give up 15.7 points per game, but this Dolphins offense is a different beast than the other offenses that the Niners have been facing. And I'll also go with the Dolphins team total in the first half to go over 9.5 or 10. Now, our friends at BetMGM have it 9.5, but a minus 145 price. I would, if you can get a 10 at even money, I would rather go over the 10 than risk the minus 145. So there we go. I got Lions, I got Vikings, I got Dolphins team total over 20.5 for the game, over 9.5 or 10 for the first half. I'm not against the Dolphins plus 3.5 or 4 on the game as well. I know that they're up against a different team traveling across the country, so I'm not expecting the normal, fireworks from Miami's offense, but they're not going to get shut down. I don't see that happen. So that's what I've got in NFL.
There we go, man. There we go. All right. Let's end the show with this. All right. We're going to run a contest here. Give me the final score, Georgia LSU.
Okay. I'm going to go with.
And think on it for a second. We're going to put this on Twitter. We'll run it through all the way, up to the game tomorrow. And everybody get in. Seriously. We'll put it up there, post it, reply with what you think it's going to be. We'll figure out some sort of prize, some sort of, something that we have on there. But, yeah, what do you got? LSU, Georgia.
I'll go with Georgia 35-24.
All right. I'm going 41-17, Georgia. Okay. 41-17. That's what I'm going with. All right. Any final thoughts, Brian?
Yeah. I will go at UFC Orlando tomorrow. I will go with Brian Barberena, baby play. He's plus 400 to Rafael Dos Anjos. Another baby play on a big underdog in Orlando tomorrow. Matt Schnell, plus 300. Those are very baby plays. But I'm telling you, I'm here. I'm feeling the dogs to bark tomorrow in Orlando. This is not a baby play. Tai Tuivasa, Bam Bam, the shoey guy.
The shoey guy.
He's plus 180 with our friends at BetMGM, and that's about the best price. I only see one other book with a better price. Tai Tuivasa plus 180. Love that one. So there's 3 underdogs, but definitely have a lot more on Tuivasa. Bam Bam, the shoey guy. And then tonight, I like the Milwaukee Bucks. They get Chris Middleton back. They are at home, and I've got them -8 to the Lakers, who are an abysmal 2-6, but straight up and against the spread in 8 road games. So Milwaukee and NBA, and those 3 underdogs in UFC tomorrow.
There we go. I love it. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live next week, same time, 2 p.m. Central here. Courtesy of BetMGM and our friends Omaha Steaks as well. Make sure to use promo code A2Z. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you next week.
Good luck with your bets, everybody.